We were approached last fall, in the fall of 2016, by a descendant of the Bairds living in Vermont. Portions of the family moved back to Vermont. The family had donated the majority of the Baird papers to the Wisconsin Historical Society in the 1940s and the 1950s. But this bound set of documents contains some of the most important materials that had sentimental value. And Mr. Graves of Vermont basically decided it was time to relinquish it from the family and make sure it was accessible for scholars and genealogists because he recognized the value of it. So he donated it to the Historical Society in late 2016, and we're announcing it today.
Well, I think Oneida has always had this history. We know who we are, where we came from. We know our names, our clans, a lot of those things. This is sort of an affirmation, I guess, for everybody outside of Oneida to say, yeah, they knew what they were talking about. These are their people. This is who they are and where they come from. The names of Cornelius, Paulus, Skenador, Hill, Brad, those are the old Oneida names that came from our original homelands in the east.
This was the first registry of any of the Oneida who came to the state, and it was soon after they arrived, because it was an amazing journey. It was a deliberate journey. They were not forced away, and they bought the land, as we know. So in that regard, I think this is another piece of the story that you can add to it, and it's always a pleasure to see a gift like this come through from the family, in this case, the Baird family, extended to modern times.
I think it's very significant that each time these documents are discovered, that they'll play a major role in the future of our people.
Finding these documents, you don't know what kind of value that's going to bring us in the future. So I think it's really important that these are brought to the attention of the tribe, and people are able to view these. Maybe grandpas, great-grandpas, great-great-grandpas, their names may be in those documents. And that's a nice feeling to see that.
Well, you know, they're the original documents of the people who made the long journey from New York State through Lake Ontario and over Lake St. Clair and over to Mackinac. This is the original relocation program, you know, from before relocation was invented. And they got here. There's no dormitory waiting for them. Got here after the planting season. They had hardships, and so they had a very tough winter when they arrived here. But you know, we can't run from who we are or where we came from, and these documents prove we can go back in genealogy and complete our family trees. This really kind of gives us a better piece of the puzzle. So this is our legacy. This is our legacy.